Konnichiwa, watashi wa JeidoChannel.i desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I am finally going to be playing a indie game from Steam that the creators thankfully reached out to me to play, and it is called Eclipse. Eclipse is a woman-based game made for women and directed towards a sapphic demographic, which I am very interested in. And it is basically a Yuri visual novel, but also investigation type of, I think, type of game, but it also has like manga style visuals to it. And the creators, Team MoonSun, reached out to me and they wanted me to feature the game on my channel. That was a little bit ago, but I'm finally just now being able to sit down and play it. So I hope that I have a good experience here and that I can do this game justice, because it looks very good. And I really love the art style. So I just really want to jump into the game. But I have the Eclipse demo, so we'll be playing some of the demo today. And if you guys want to play it for yourselves, please make sure you go to Steam and download the game, or purchase the full game, which is about, I think, $13.99. So the links for the demo and the actual game will be in the description below if you guys are interested. But yeah, I will be playing it today, and hopefully I'll do it some justice. So here's the warning screen. This game contains scenes of violence, blood and gore, depictions of murder, terrorism, abuse, and drug use. Players who have experienced trauma related to any of these topics are strongly advised to proceed with caution. It also includes flashing lights and high contrast imagery, which may trigger photosensitive seizures, so epilepsy warning, and obviously game of fiction. Wait, hold on, let me, my earphones. I like this screen. So the full game is called Eclipse Special Forces, and then we have a nice instrumental in the back. Beautiful. So I'm just gonna click start. I really like this menu design though. So this is our protagonist, Jesus. So dark. Jesus was engulfed in darkness. The shadows were unnaturally cold, wrapped in an oppressive silence, a darkness so absolute she couldn't tell whether her eyes were open or closed. I can't even move a finger. Suspended in an endless abyss, trapped where she could neither leave nor remain, Jesus felt herself engulfed by a nameless terror, as though caught in the suffocating grasp of sleep paralysis. Desperately, she struggled to move her fingertips, even slightly, even faintly, and at that very moment, what do hands even look like? An absurd, inconceivable thought seized her consciousness. Those dreams where you have like literally no idea what's going on. Like you're just in a dream, like things keep happening. You're just stuck, like you don't know what's going on. I have plenty of those dreams, but never where I can't like really move. It's more just like usually I'm always like pretty dumb in dreams, so I just keep doing stuff that makes no sense, or like keep going in circles with things and be like, maybe I should do something different. No, I keep doing the same stupid thing, same stupid action over and over. Like I'll never ever learn a lesson. I don't know. This is ridiculous. She knew without any doubt that she had hands. Yet, no matter how hard she tried to recall, she couldn't picture their shape. Sorry, gotta hydrate the lips here, it's too dry up in here. There we go. If I stay here any longer, I might disappear. A suffocating dread crept through her, an oppressive darkness that seemed to deny her very existence. That fear surged throughout in a soundless, desperate scream. Then, as if it had been waiting for this precise moment, the void opened its gaping mouth wide and swallowed her whole. I'm sorry. This is just how I am. It's alright. This is how it is. Jesus already became helpless prey. swallowed by the pitch-black darkness, when suddenly a cascade of white light poured down upon her like a relentless rain. Yet despite this abrupt deluge, Jesus did not flinch or shield her eyes. Instead, she stared directly upward into the streaming radiance, as though she had awakened the heart of the light. I love reading visual novels. It's just interesting. And Jesus, girl, I'm sorry, but you need to step outside. You need a tan. Maybe, I don't know. This is post-apocalyptic as well, by the way, I think. So there also may not be that much sun, so maybe that's a reason. But you know, I'm just yapping. And now we're drowning in our dream. Oh no. The ceaseless torrent soon swelled into a dazzling flood, shimmering all around her. Jesus found herself submerged beneath its surface, gazing numbly upward at the undulating waves. Am I underwater? The instant that realization pierced her thoughts, her body grew heavier, gradually sinking like soaked cotton. An irresistible force coiled around her, pulling relentlessly. It dragged her deeper and deeper into the silent, waiting abyss. Powerless, unable to resist, Jesus sank, falling without end into an abyssal sea, eerily slumbering in silence. With each passing second, the crushing pressure increased mercilessly, her body groaning beneath the immense weight. Air escaped her lungs in panic bubbles as she struggled to move her limbs. Yet, despite her anguished desperation, her arms and legs remained stubbornly paralyzed, as though nailed into place. A cruel, wrenching dissonance overcame her, a feeling as if the mind and the body had been violently torn apart, thrown into parallel paths destined never to meet again. Trapped in this irreversible plunge, a terrifying dread took hold of Jesus' heart. The realization that she might never escape this relentless descent. I'm gonna lose my mind. Just as Jesus' sanity teetered precautious. I'm sorry. I'm really into this. Hold on. I'm locking in. I'm really locking in. Just as Jesus' sanity teetered precariously at its limit, a voice whispered, brushing faintly against her ears. I've killed. The voice was gentle, strangely comforting, almost familiar. Jesus strained earnestly to identify its owner, her eyes yearning toward the indistinct sound. Yet, I can't hear clearly. The murmuring waves swirled around her ears, crashing relentlessly and drowning out the voice, keeping it just beyond Jesus' grasp. No matter how intensely she strained, the words remained fragmented, drifting to her in scattered bits, like a static from a poorly tuned radio crackling into her consciousness. Or, suddenly, a voice rang out again, this time with piercing clarity. Responding instinctively, Jesus' body surged upwards, abruptly breaking free of the watery depths. It was as though she'd never been submerged at all. Beneath the glaring sunlight, bangs that felt as if dried crisp brushed gently against her forehead. Jesus pressed her feet into the hard ground and rose to stand. The suffocating restraint had disappeared entirely, leaving behind only an uncanny emptiness. Weakness etched into every muscle. She inched forward, each step as tentative as a child's first. At the instant edge of the blindingly white space where her gaze finally settled, someone deeply, achingly familiar stood waiting. Who? To clearly discern the face behind a haze of thick mist, Jesus took an urgent step forward. Would you rather kill? What? That voice, calm yet straight, like chillingly sinister, halted Jesus mid-step. And then, A sudden, violent torrent of crimson blood splashed against Jesus' face. The thick, dark liquid clung to her skin, burning as though determined to melt her flesh away. Jesus gasped as scorching pain ripped mercilessly through her senses. I have to get this off, right now, or else... Just as she frantically lifted her arms to wipe the blood away, an agonized scream violently ripped through the air. Please! Followed by a sight of someone's back contorted in agony. In this hell. The art is so great. Like, this could be a literal manga. Like, you can make a whole manga, and I'd probably buy it. Like, look at this. Very, very nice artwork. I love art. Oh, now she's waking up. Girl, we gotta get up. Girl, that dream, that's not a normal dream. We have to get up. The concept of having a dream like that, no. No. We have to get up. Get up. Get up right now. Don't ever go back to sleep. Don't go back. This is today's news. Don't be amused. Don't be amused. It's just the news. Is that what it is? Don't be bemused, it's just the news. By Nadia Shamak. I'm sorry, I'm on my miraculous tilt today. Or not just today, it's been most of this month. This is today's news. Recently, a series of random assault incidents have been simultaneously occurring across the globe. Okay, that's also what I forgot to mention, is that I think all the men in this universe have gone extinct. So it's only women. So that's it's post-apocalyptic, but women-centric post-apocalyptic. Okay, oh my gosh, I can't even speak. What? Recently, a series of random assault incidents have been simultaneously occurring across the globe. So I'm wondering, is this after the post-apocalyptic stuff, or is this before all this stuff happens? Are we getting like a flashback, or is this present day? Is this like now? We're in the now. It's stuff was already happened. Eclipse has classified these events as an acts of terrorism and will launch an investigation. My breathing is drowning out all the other sounds. At the end of Jesus' blurry vision, she could see the TV playing. Oh, yay! A little, what's that thing called? I don't play Steam games enough to know what that is anyway, but her rapid breathing seemed to interfere with the sound, and the content failed to register in her mind. Before she could fully catch her breath, something fell onto her lap with a soft thud. What? Huh? Oh. Once Jesus recognized it was Dale's arm, a tension eased and slow, calming smile spread across her face. Oh, I can't read. I can't read. If you see anything else on my channel, you should probably know and prepare yourself for the fact that I can barely pronounce it. Oh my gosh, now my earphones are not working. Dale was fast asleep, oblivious and tranquil. Comforted by the familiar rhythm of Dale's quiet breathing, Jesus finally turned her gaze towards the television. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Is Dale Jesus' girlfriend? Or are we just roommates? Like, what's going on? What's going on? I guess we fell asleep during that movie last night. Last night, while aimlessly flipping through TV channels, Jesus stumbled across an old favorite, Tiger. Tiger was a campy B-grade movie featuring a protagonist who wore a tiger mask, shouted the cheesy catchphrase, "I will protect this world," as she defeated the villains. Despite its reputation as a low-budget spectacle, Jesus had always loved watching Tiger. Hey, sometimes low budgets are the best. Sometimes they are. And then sometimes when you're older, you look back at that low-budget movie and it's like, oh, wow, did I really like this? But hey, sometimes it's still good. Sometimes it's still good. You know, there was something undeniably There was something undeniably admirable about the hero's unwavering courage, her readiness to leap into action without hesitation, while protecting those in trouble. Sure, looking at it now, it's definitely cheesy, but still. Jesus tore her gaze away from the TV, glancing down at Dale's arm wrapped lazily across her lap. Gently lifting that arm, she placed it onto her neck and nestled carefully into Dale's warm embrace. Underneath the covers, Dale's body radiated a comforting warmth, perfectly heated just right. You don't even need a heating blanket. I guess she's the heating blanket. Wrapped in that reassuring heat, Jesus quietly listened to the steady rhythm of Dale's heartbeat, lifting her head slightly to look at her peacefully sleeping face. Never seen her sleep this soundly before. Where Jesus drifted easily into a peaceful sleep, Dale was often besieged by nightmares. It looks like I'm the one who had the nightmare this time. Lost in thought, Jesus softly poked Dale's cheek. Does she have nightmares like this too? You know, sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you only have them because you're the protagonist or if you're just special. I think it might be both. That's why you never want to be a protagonist of anything. In Jesus' dream, she drifted helplessly through an endless abyss woven of blinding light and absolute darkness until even the memory of her own form faded away. Even now, the terror that she'd felt remained so vividly clear, far too tangible to dismiss as a mere dream, and her fingertips still trembled faintly, a lingering echo of that raw fear. Did Dale ever feel like this too? The fear of your entirety vanishing away? The dread of being left alone, abandoned in a silent void? Jesus had never asked Dale directly about her dreams. Firstly, because Dale didn't even seem to want to discuss them, and secondly, because whenever she would suffer from nightmares, she would always quickly calm down as long as Jesus was right by her side. Within the Eclipse unit, two agents typically shared a single living quarter. Oh, okay, so this is where this is coming from. So, Eclipse is like this. Oh my gosh, it's in the title of the game. Eclipse Special Forces. Okay, so we're part of the Special Forces. Two agents typically share a single living quarter. So this is like the agent's living quarter thingy. So, Dale is either our friend, girlfriend, we're in the same living quarter. We seem pretty close though. Although each agent was provided with their own bed, Jesus and Dale always share one for this exact reason. But in reality, I do want to know, Dale, what kind of dreams do you have? And when will you tell me? Dale. Jesus gently grasped Dale's index finger to reassure her at her presence. As if to answer to her action, Dale's eyes slowly fluttered open. I like her eyes. I like her eye shape. I always love it's like she has like the winged liner almost. Does Jesus have that? I don't think so. His eyes are a little different. Her golden eyes glistened beneath crescent-shaped lids, reflecting Jesus' face. After a few slow, languid blinks, her eyes filled with the warm, fading hues of sunset, finally opened fully round and clear. Well, Jesus kind of has like the slight like the winged, but I think Dale's eyes are, nicer. Dale, are you awake? Jesus, let's sleep a little longer. With those murmured words, Dale's eyes closed once again, vanishing quietly like a full moon obscured behind clouds. Perhaps it was Dale's sweet dreamlike voice gently hugging at her senses. Jesus suddenly felt herself slipping back into the comforting haze of sleep, as though about to drift once more into the labyrinth of dreams. Don't give me no more nightmares, though. Don't give me nothing like that. Don't give me something sweet, like sitting together eating ice cream and just jumping on clouds and marshmallows and something like that. Like give me something like that. Don't give me like me being stabbed in the darkness and drowning, because I ain't gonna do that. Okay. Struggling to resist the returning drowsiness, Jesus blinked several times, uncertain of what to do next. Oh my gosh, I'm timed. Yeah, go to sleep. As long as you don't give me no more of those nightmares. But I know they're gonna give me that. I know you're gonna give me that. Oh my gosh. Jesus' eyelids fluttered shut, too heavy to resist. Lulled by Dale's quiet breathing, she drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep. What's that sound? Whose phone going off? Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn it off! Please! What's that? Turn it off. Somebody turn it off. Jesus frowned as her peaceful slumber was shattered by the sudden noise. I just fell asleep. I just fell into a good sleep, and now somebody's phone going off. I know it's mine. In an attempt to drown it out, she burrowed deeper beneath her blanket. Girl, that's not gonna work. You need to turn the phone off. Oh, wait. What? Yet the irritating electronic ringing refused to cease, insistently echoing through the room. Oh, is that like the how the special forces like call you when you need to be called? No, No, I'm trying to sleep. Hey, that's really annoying. Yeah, it is. Have a sleep. Jesus reached out and fumbled blindly across the bedside table until her fingers finally closed around the noisy phone. At that exact moment, the incessant ringing magically ceased. Missed calls. Jesus squinted at the screen, overcome by an inexplicable sense of unease. Max? 10 missed calls. Upon confirming the caller's name, Jesus let out a low groan of dread. Oh my gosh, I'm so dead. With sudden urgency, she threw off the covers and launched herself out of bed, shaking the mattress violently in her haste. Della, she knocked out. She's knocked out. I'm convinced like an earthquake could come and she could be like really knocked out. As Jesus scrambled out, pulling on scattered clothes, Della remained peacefully asleep, entirely undisturbed by the commotion. You know, she could sleep through a hurricane. She could sleep through a tornado. She'd probably be swept into the tornado. She'd still be asleep. That might be the best option, though. Della, it's time to get up. Please get up. Jesus called out urgently, her voice muffled as her head flipped halfway into her shirt. Quiet. If we don't hurry, Max is going to seriously kill us. I'm not getting up. Dalla's voice trailed off as she sank back into her dreams, quickly oblivious to Jesus' mounting panic. Girl, we gotta get up. We gotta go to work. Girl, you usually wake up without any trouble. Why are you like this today? Maybe she was sleeping good. Maybe she's tired. Get up! With her wits end, Jesus finally seized the blanket, cocooning Dalla, and hurled it onto the floor in frustration. In a brief instant, Dalla's body shivered from the sudden chill, and then she immediately slipped right back into a blissfully deep slumber. Dalla, get up, unless you want Max to chew us out. Jesus pleaded sweetly, grabbing Dalla by the shoulders and gently rocking her back and forth as she was coaxing a stubborn child awake. Despite being shaken limply back and forth, Dalla showed no signs of waking, leaving Jesus breaking out in a cold sweat. Just then, wake up! Get up! An impatient, aggressive knocking echoed harshly throughout the room. Oh my gosh, no. Stop knocking on my door, stop ringing my doorbell. No, I'm not home. I already went out. Don't come to my door. Oh my, I saw. The frantic combination of furious doorbell ringing and pounding can only be. Excuse me, seniors, don't tell me you're still asleep. Oh no, we're doomed. Dalla, we're late, hurry, come on, move. Oh, another, rookies achievements? I don't know. I'm not used to messing with Steam games that much. I'm not. Dalla, we're late. Come on. In sharp contrast to Jesus, who looked ready to dash out the door at any second. She's like, I don't even want to go. She's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to get up. Dalla leisurely took her sweet time putting on her gloves, calmly peering her head out. She's like, Oh my gosh, seriously, can you stop dawdling? Let's go. If we're any later, Max is gonna rip us apart. Just as Jesus frantically yanked open the door. Finally, could you please hurry up, seniors? Oh, she looks like she's gonna. She looks crazy. She looks like she's going to beat me up. She probably could. Max stood waiting outside, her brow furrowed deeply, irritation blatantly obvious on her face. And right next to her, oh my gosh, someone else who is obviously not awake. You're not awake. Wake up, somebody, please. And Adora stood still as a statue, asleep on her feet with an uncanny calm and as though possessed. Excuse me, ma'am. She's sleeping, standing up. Can somebody help her, please? Is this your first time meeting her? Just ignore her. I'm practically starving after waiting forever for you two. Every morning, exactly 7:40, Jesus, Dalla, Max, and Andorra gathered to eat breakfast together before heading out for their shift. No one was quite sure exactly when this became their daily routine, but it was undoubtedly a decree enforced by Max. Then you should go eat first instead of waiting for us, maybe. Why do we have to eat together every day anyway? I don't even know y'all like that. Do you honestly think you'd come down on your own if I didn't keep an eye on you? I'm hungry. In response to Max's pointed jab, Jesus casually whistled, leading the way downstairs to the first floor. So it was like a whole, like building. Interesting. So we have a cafe on the first floor. I wonder what the outside is like. I wonder like what the outside world is like. Well, obviously we'll see that, but I'm wondering. I like this art style choice. Like having like the yellow and like any other bright color be the main color, but like everything else is monochrome is very interesting to me. A cafe rest located on the first floor of the Eclipse facility. As Jesus pushed open the cafe door, a cheerful bell chimed brightly, welcoming them inside. Oh, it's like a little welcoming, nice cafe. I love that. A cafe rest decorating the elegant white walls and warm two-tone flooring was Operation Team 1's favorite spot. The subtle blend of fresh coffee and soothing lavender drifted gently through the air, blending the place a serene atmosphere perfectly befitting its name. As Jesus and the others settled comfortably at their usual window-side table, a familiar figure approached them. Good morning, everyone! Hey! Max nodded quietly in greeting. Such beautiful weather today, isn't it? Yo, I don't know what the weather's like. I haven't looked outside. I mean, I know the window's right here, but like, I mean, it's just a normal day. It's kind of gloomy outside. If that's what you're saying. It's not like the sun shining or nothing. I've heard there are folks who hang around here just to catch a glimpse of Chase. Glancing upward at the warm, radiant smile, Hazel found herself briefly lost in thought. To say Chase's presence brings a rare touch of normalcy as the tense atmosphere of Eclipse. Although truth be told, she's anything but ordinary herself. After all, Eclipse wasn't just some military facility. It was the very heart of the Land of Solar's authority. So, Land of Solar, that's what the place as a whole is called, I guess. Unauthorized entry was strictly prohibited, and even those stationed here as civilians were required to have at least basic combat skills or supernatural powers. Interesting. So I get the basic combat skills. How are you supposed to acquire supernatural powers? Like, are we going into the lab? We getting supernatural power enhancements? Like, what's going on? Like, what's? I guess we'll find out. But I'm just saying I'm curious. And yet, in a place like this, Chase ran a cafe hardly ordinary by any stretch of imagination. Hazel thought blankly. When I was just a rookie, Chase was already managing this cafe. But wow, she looks so much younger than me. Are you like immortal or something? Hazel? Chase's voice, gentle and slightly damp like morning dew, softly snapped Hazel out of her wandering thoughts. Oh, yeah? Shall I bring you the usual? Yep, Dolly and I will have our usual. And for you, Agent Max? I have a ham sandwich set. Chase nodded and then disappeared into the back of the cafe. What did Andorra get then? The only reason she'd taken 3 orders was simple. How did you follow us when you were asleep, though? That's the thing. Did you wake up, like, for, like, a few seconds to follow us down here, and then you went back to sleep? Or, like, were you just sleepwalking? Does she comprehend everything that's going on when she's asleep? Or does she just wake up, like, whenever she, like, needs to do something? Or she, like, just sleep. Andorra wasn't exactly the type to exchange her morning naps for breakfast. Even now seated at the table, Andorra remained fast asleep, her head occasionally bobbing slightly. Hazel slowly shook her head, recalling the bizarre sight of Andorra sleepwalking all the way down the scale. That's what I thought! Oh, that's a skill. Is that a supernatural skill in itself? Because that seemed like a skill to me. Ham sandwich set for you, Agent Max. Coffee for Agent Dele. And finally, a BLT sandwich for you, Hazel. With milk instead of coffee, correct? With practiced ease, Chase placed their meals and drinks before them on the table. Thanks, looks great. After setting down their meals, Chase lingered awkwardly around the table, her gaze fixed instantly on Hazel's face. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Like, I know. I know. Chase, is there something I can help you with? No, just taking in the sunshine. You know, you see. Just take but the sun's out there. Oh well, just taking in the sunshine because you know we're sitting next to the window. You're sitting next to the window, so just taking the sunshine in. Yep. Oh, Chase hesitated nervously, fidgeting around before finally speaking. Jesus? I've been thinking about adding something new to the menu. Oh, really? And yeah, and I was hoping you'd be willing to taste test it for me. And is there anything you particularly like besides sandwiches? Well, let's see. Honestly, everything he makes tastes amazing, so I'm sure whatever you decide will be delicious. Really? Then please give me a new dish to try next time. Absolutely, I'll be looking forward to it. I'll never turn down free food. And the one thing about me in these games, I'll never turn down free food. Nope. That's not me. Nope. Great. Chase brushed bright red as she's swiftly hiding her flushed face behind her tray. She hurriedly stepped away. And everybody else is going to be sitting here looking at me at the table. Like, I mean, Andorra and Dahlia might be asleep. I don't know. Dahlia's probably awake, but almost asleep. But Max is just looking at me like this. So what's going on? I don't know. Okay, me personally, I don't know. I'm oblivious. Max gave Jesus a look that seemed to say, seriously? What? What's that look for? Like, what do you... It's not like this is the first time you flirted with someone. I didn't do anything. Me personally, I don't really think that's... I mean, I wouldn't know. But, is that flirting? Not really. I'm just hungry. Excuse me? Flirt? You're suspiciously quiet about this today, aren't you, Senior? Completely ignoring Jesus' reaction, Max turned around to Dale. Oh, I should have said Sanbei instead of Senior, but next time she says Senior, I'm gonna say Sanbei. Usually you'd throw a fit if someone has so as much as glanced in Jesus' direction. Max, are you seriously like ignoring me right now? Della simply sipped her coffee, seemingly oblivious to Max's gaze. She's like, Oh, I don't have this thing to demonstrate that with, but she's like, guess I won't say anything this time, okay? Back at the academy, anyone who dares show interest in you, well, she get rid of them? Just throw them out the window? You know, ow, oh my gosh, I hate myself. Okay, that I'm kind of interested in. I'm sorry. Max's gaze lingered on Dele, words halting mid-sentence before sliding towards Jesus. Well, what? Max fixed her eye on Jesus and waited expectantly for the next words. You two were famous back at Eclipse Academy. They call you... This isn't set, remember? She finally spoke out loud the startling truth. Wait, what? This isn't set? Jesus stared in disbelief, doubting her ears. This isn't set from Solar Legend. The simpler term is an angel and a devil. So I'm the angel, right? Not me, right? Ignoring his stunned and mortified expression and having inadvertently opened a box full of embarrassing memories, Max calmly carried on without a hint of remorse. My classmates used to say that. Sanbei Dale's cold, disdainful gaze, reminiscent of Set, was strangely irresistible. And you, Sanbei Jesus? They adored you because you reminded them of us kind-hearted and generous with that generous smile of yours. Isis? Set? Unable to trust her ears, Jesus repeated the names again in disbelief. Remember how that anyone who confessed their feelings for you or who fell for Sanbei Dale would inevitably go insane? Was it because they liked you so much? Max asked in a deadpan tone, her words directed squarely at Jesus, who seemed mirrored in denial. How the hell should I know? Jesus shouted in a state of despair more intense than she'd ever experienced before. I never wanted to know any of this in the first place. Why are you even talking to me like that? Jesus groaned, burying her face in her hands, silently begging God to turn back time. Oh my God! I never asked you to start talking about this. I don't even know what's going on. I personally don't know either, but come on. I don't know. Meanwhile, completely indifferent to Jesus' anguished meltdown, Dahlia continues sipping her coffee, casually scrolling through her phone as none of this concerned her. She's just here like... So noisy. Oh my gosh. Faint ripple echoed as water-formed earplugs covered her ears, drowning out the noise. Water-formed earplugs? Wow. So you have, like, water-based powers. Interesting. It seems like she was trying to get proper sleep at the cafe. Well, how someone uses their powers is entirely up to them. So what powers does Jesus have? Does Jesus have powers? Or, like, is it optional to have, like, the supernatural powers? Like, what's going on? Giving up her meaningless struggle against Max's words, Jesus couldn't help but laugh softly as she glanced at Adora. Max shot Jesus an irritated glare and practically spoke, "What's so funny?" before letting out a heavy sigh. Element-based power wielders are exceptionally rare. Oh, of course the sleepy one would be the rare one. In particular, the wielders of 4 natural elements, wind, water, fire, and earth, were revertedly more than any others, and these were powers once held by the legendary First Ones themselves. However, it's also common knowledge that elemental powers, despite their immense strength, are notoriously difficult to control. Andora's effortless, casual use of such extraordinary power was clear proof of her remarkable talent. Yet Jesus couldn't help but find amusement in the fact that Adora, despite her exceptional ability, only used it as convenient shortcuts to indulge her laziness. But you know, when she gets serious, you know what's popping off. If she can do that when she's lazy, you know what's popping off when she's serious. Anyway, Academy. Wow, it feels like ages ago. The Eclipse Military Academy was a mandatory training institution for anyone aiming to join the Eclipse Forces. Regardless of age or country of origin, anyone with supernatural powers who pledged unwavering loyalty to solarism could enter the academy. Successfully graduating guaranteed immediate enrollment into Eclipse, effectively serving as a fast track to citizenship in the land of Solar. However, given its notoriously rigorous curriculum and harsh graduation exams, it wasn't exactly the most recommended route for everyone. Furthermore, it was not uncommon for influential figures from various nations to enroll their own kin into the academy and sit in seizing power at the very heart of the land of Solar itself. Most of them ended up crying and running away within a few months, though. How long has it been since we graduated? Maybe like 5 years? Jesus hasn't actually wanted an exact answer when she brought up their academy days, just something to chat about casually. $15.24. 1524, you mean like a year? You mean like the year 1524? You mean like how it's 2025 right now, but year what? Or maybe things are just different here. Maybe it's just different here. However, Della swiftly, accurately provided the correct answer. Ah, of course, madam. Always impeccably precise. Della merely shrugged, unfazed by Jesus' playful teasing. While remembering a graduation year might seem trivial, Dale had an extraordinary memory for just about everything. There was even an incident. The history professor, who had always disliked Dale, asked her, "List all the major events and dates from creation day through BC, AD, and up to the present." It was nothing but a blatant attempt to humiliate him from her classmates. But who are we kidding? With a perfectly calm, almost emotionless expression, Dale began reciting creation day in every historical event dated with flawless precision. That's enough, stop! The professor, whether out of anger or fear, shouted, but Dale, her expression calm and unreadable, paid her no mind. She continued, "I bet there's still much to go, Professor." Heh! She replied with effortless poise. Since that instant, her classmates have been calling Dale the memory monster. That's how you handle that. That's how you handle that. Okay. That'll be behind her back. It seemed like there were countless playful variants like Memon, or even Immin. Remember how that Della herself couldn't care less. She's just like she doesn't care about anything. She's just like, wait, whatever. It is what it is. I don't care. And I kind of like that. Like, come on. That's aura. That's aura. That's tea. She really does know everything. Jesus studied Dele's face and then shifted her gaze to the solitary cup of coffee that served as Dele's breakfast. Clicking her tongue disapprovingly, Jesus sighed inwardly. Breakfast should be heartier. I'm fine. Breakfast just makes me feel bloated anyway. Come on, just one bite. Only after a brief sigh, Dele took a reluctant bite from the sandwich Jesus offered. Delicious, isn't it? Yeah. Seeing Jesus' face glow with eager anticipation, Dele couldn't help but give a faint, resigned smile. This is what happens when everybody likes me. This happens when everybody likes you. What you looking at? Jesus rested her chin comfortably on Dale's shoulder, looking over the screen on her phone. Morning news. Instead of distract her, Jesus mischievously exaggerated her chewing motions as if loudly chewing gum, causing Dale's shoulder to shake slightly. Stop it, I can't concentrate. Come on! Delighted by Dale's reactions, Jesus wrapped her arms playfully around her waist, laughed carefree and joyous. Admit it, you two are dating, right? Yeah. Huh? No, we're not. Why did you say yeah? Why did you say yeah without, like, comprehending what she was asking you? Like, yeah, that seems, like, very effortless. Like, I thought that earlier as well. I think that now. Tell me about it. You were always stuck together as if you died the second you were separated. It's annoying. We're not that together, said Jesus, feigning innocence as she clung to Dale like a koala. The way they're looking at you, like, they're like, what are these lies I'm hearing? Aren't you saying anything? Dale's eyes narrowed through. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that. You said no? You said no? Why would you say that? Why would you say yeah and then no? You might as well have just went with it at that point. What are you talking about? You're acting like this. What are you talking about? Dale's eyes narrowed through that thin slit. The slit seeped and that narrowed through that. Dale's eyes narrowed through that thin slit seeped a glacial stare, cold enough to freeze even Jesus on the spot. What? Why? What's supposed to mean? Haha. As nothing ever happened, Dale erased all traces of coldness from her face, listening with a gentle smile. Yeah, we're dating, right? Got it. Let's get to work. With Max's. Jesus, you're dumb. Jesus, lock in. Lock in. Don't ever say that you're not again. Don't ever say yeah and take it back again. Don't you ever do that. With Max's announcement to disperse, everyone immediately rose from the seats, even Andor, who was, like, still asleep. You had your earphones in, too. What? She just knows. She just knows. What? Wow. Oh, okay. She's skilled. No, it's not like that. We didn't mean to. Jesus desperately reached out, calling after them, but they already vanished, leaving only the lingering echo of jingling bells. He said, you know what? You're not fooling anybody. You're not. In a world once lost to boundless darkness, awoke the sun god, La. With her divine radiance, she brought forth all creation from the abyss. She formed a world with sacred clay. She fashioned two kinds of beings, those who bore her divine blessing, and those who lacked it. Those blessed by law, the ones who create, possess the power to create life, mirroring the sun god herself, and use this sacred gift to build flourishing civilizations. But this divine power inevitably bred envy. There existed those untouched by her blessing, the ones who covet, who sought to seize her divine power through sheer violence. They proclaimed their own brute strength, the power to crush and destroy as the true essence of the sun god. How dare mere creatures, incapable of creation, claim themselves as divine? Deeply enraged by such arrogance, La sent her divine herald down to the mortal realm to restore order. The herald took pity on the ones who create, who had been trampled and oppressed by violence. So she bestowed upon 4 chosen humans the formidable element powers: wind, water, fire, and earth. With these divine gifts, the first ones drove the desecrators from the land. In recognition of their triumph, the divine herald bestowed upon the first ones the names Basset, Tevnut, Hathor, and Mut. Under these sacred names, each founded great nations and governed a world in peace and harmony. As the tale concluded, the dancing shadows of the puppet show fell still. Whoa! Children sitting behind the tiny stage in a circle clapped their hands in delight. Wow! Amazing, 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 amazing. The woman seated behind the miniature stage, holding a storybook, smiled warmly at the children. You innocent, but also not. Like, you also, I don't know, I'm a little suspicious. Everyone just looks a little suspicious. But it's a thing for me. It's not just this. It's like literally everything that I play. Every visual novel that I've ever played, everybody just looks suspicious to me. It's just a normal thing. It's just, I can't help it. I can't help it. I come from a history of Mystic Messenger. I cannot help it. Mystic Messenger was like the first visual novel that I played. I have trust issues. Did everyone enjoy the Prophet's Tale? Yes, it was so much fun! It's been a while since I've heard of the solar legend. Yeah, me too. You know, I first heard the story, when I first heard the story, I would go around town saying, I'm gonna be a hero too! It does sound like you, Sunbae. Hisu shifted her gaze away from Max toward the children, giggling and chattering joyfully. Although crafted specifically for children, it was not merely a romantic tale intricately woven by the ancients. Intertwining imagination is warp and faith is swift. Historical truths lay within it. The persecution of the people in ancient times, the awakening of supernatural power, and the 1-year war. So my question is, has there only ever been women in history? Like, has there never, been a man? Were they just not created? If so, that's very interesting. Instead of them, did they go extinct? Or, were they just never there? Interesting. Solar Legend was as much a history book as it was folklore, capturing the realities of a turbulent past. If only peace had endured after they drove out their oppressors. Yet even after the dawn of the Solar Era, wars born of conflicting national interests persisted relentlessly. In the first century of the Solar Era, after a devastating war, the founding monarchs Basset, Tefnut, Hathor, and Mat signed a peace treaty. No nation shall possess military force. Well, I I guess there's military force now. The treaty was signed in the Land of Covenant, the eternally neutral land of Solar, within its capital, the Solar City. Here, a grand temple was erected to honor law and the promise of peace. And under the pretext of preventing terrorism and war, a special forces unit endowed with supernatural powers, Eclipse, was established. At its head sat the prophet, who alone could hear the voice of the sun god. Oh, can you? Thus she ascended as supreme leader of solarism, sovereign of the land of Solar, and the highest authority within Eclipse. Interesting. So now, does anyone have any questions for the prophet? Please raise your hand. I do! Amongst the children eagerly raising their hands, one especially reverent voice drew the teacher's attention. Which country has the most similar climate to ours? That would be the Basset. Basset is a lush spring nation blessed by the grace of wind. From Basset's abundant nature comes the food we enjoy at our tables every morning. Even the milk I don't drink? Yes, of course. What about Tefnut? What kind of country is Tefnut? Tefnut is a summer nation blessed by the grace of water, known for its beautiful oasis. Beneath its vast deserts lie splendid gemstones, which they use to decorate their magnificent buildings. Deserts? Like the sand we have at the playground! My mom said it's all sand there. Why am I laughing? Why? My mom said it's all sand there. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that was funny to me. Wow, that's amazing! Hathor is blessed by the grace of fire. It's an autumn country where the trees blaze crimson red. That's interesting, because you'd think the summer one would be fire, but it also makes sense that, because mostly in a lot of things I see, summer is also really associated with water. So that does make sense, because most people go to the beach in the summertime. But autumn being fire, that's interesting. I like that. Its wide fields yield golden crops. They sway gently in the breeze, resembling waves of gold. Wow, that's so cool! Does it really snow in Mat?
Snow? You mean the soft, cold stuff that falls in the sky? You're asking about snow? Excuse me? No, thank you. Yes, that's right. The land of solar is always warm thanks to Lala's blessing, so we never see snow here, but not blessed by the grace of the earth is a mystical winter land where soft white snow gently blankets the land. But isn't it freezing when it snows? Isn't it like cold? It must be hard to live there. Oh, jeez, I can't imagine living in the snow.
I'm sorry. One of my most favorite things is voicing like child thoughts, because they always just say the most random stuff, so I gotta add a little bit onto that. As one child, her eyes saddened, looking up at the prophet. The prophet softly patted the child's head and spoke reassuringly.
Mott is home to many wise scientists. They live abundant and comfortable lives, harnessing the power of science so they're never troubled by the cold. In fact, many of the buildings and vehicles in the land of solar were created by the scientists from Mott. Wow, I want to visit Mott someday. Then what about the other countries? Does it snow there too? With a gentle, kind smile, the prophet shook her head at the child's question. How peaceful.
It really is. But if it were truly peaceful, then Eclipse Hours, the investigation department, wouldn't have assigned the entirety of Operation Team 1 to guard the prophet. Typically, the prophet traveled with minimal protection to remain closely connected with the people. Within the borders of the land of Solar, renowned for its excellent security, and especially within its capital, the Solar City, the principle had always been maintained without issue. But now, amid continuous global reports of random assault incidents, the prophet's customary openness had become too risky to uphold. Eclipse thus designed a dedicated protection team to safeguard her against any potential threats. Ultimately, this critical duty fell to Horus Operation Team 1, which case it was a part.
Thank you very much for today.
No, not at all. We're the ones who are grateful. The children had a wonderful time. I also enjoyed meeting them. After exchanging brief greetings with the kindergarten teacher, the prophet turned to Heisu and Team 1. Thank you for your service. Shall we move on to the next part of today's schedule? The prophet and Operations Team 1 emerged from the narrow alley to the large street bustling with market stalls. It seemed lunchtime rush had just begun. Merchants hurriedly bustled about, setting up their stands. With each step along the path, the savory scent of melting butter mingled pleasantly, as well as the fresh aroma of fruit, tickling Heisu's nose. Hello, prophet! Greetings, dear prophet. You look as healthy as ever. Yes, thanks to your kind wishes, I'm doing quite well. Here, take one. It's on the house. Thank you. An elderly woman, clearly familiar with the prophet, approached her warmly and placed a sunberry in her hands. After walking for a while, chatting amiably with the residents, they finally caught sight of the majestic temple of Solar. Okay, am I saying this right? Am I supposed to be saying solar or solar? It's probably solar, right? This is making me think of Solaria. Solar. It's probably solar, right? Anyway, I am so sorry. Its grand archway stood proudly amongst the vivid blue sky, gleaming brilliantly like a radiant rainbow. The Temple of Solar was erected to honor the enduring peace between La and the four nations, and is said to have been constructed by the masterful architects of Mott. Heisu shifted her gaze toward the majestic tree of the sun, rising high atop the small hill beside the temple. Though some distance away from where they stood, the tree's magnificent form was clearly visible, dominating the view. It's always breathtaking no matter how often I see it. Beneath the dazzling golden leaves, pure white fruits hung in abundance, creating a sight that never failed to inspire awe. The tree of the sun was dyed blood red for half a year, and shone golden like sunlight for the other half. People believed that this wonderful transformation occurred because the breath of La, the Creator, had touched the tree. Ah, working hard again today, I see. How about some refreshing sun drop? At the base of the hill, leading up to the tree of the sun, beneath the vibrant tent, the owner of Master of the Sun called up to Heisu with a cheerful grin. Well, calling it juice is a stretch, but they're just sunberries with straws poking through them. Although called a berry, the sunberry is roughly the size of a fist and possesses a tough outer shell. So, it's kind of like a coconut. Basically, it's a coconut. Inside, it brims with a translucent crimson juice, sweet and refreshingly crisp, making it a beloved drink amongst locals. Tourists use it, considered it a specialty, often reverently calling it blood of the sun god La, a tangible taste of divine blessing.
Yeah. Dali, want one? Sure. 2, please. Excuse me, you're on duty. Try not to forget that. Well, our captain is relaxing too. She's the captain. We're not. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty, girl. Like, let me drink some juice. It's not like I sat down for a meal. Like, let me drink my juice in peace. Okay, let me drink from my berry coconut. Unbothered by Max's sculling, Jesus and Dale took a sip of their sun drops. You two, I swear! Pretending not to hear Max's grumbling, Jesus turned her gaze toward Rianne. Standing a little distance away, Rianne was engaged with a quiet conversation with the Prophet. Walking through the market like this reminds me of our older days. It does, doesn't it? The first time I took you outside, you were trembling like a puppy caught in the rain. Haha, it was truly terrifying back then. You hadn't even tried cotton candy. Not even hot dogs. I remember wondering, what has this woman been doing her whole life? I'll never forget the taste of that first hot dog. Rianne and the Prophet broke into smiles simultaneously, their faces glowing with nostalgia. The Prophet and Rianne are really close. Given the first time I met Rianne, she was with the Prophet. So I'm guessing Rianne is the captain. Is she? Is she? I'm guessing. What happened to Andorra? Adora? What happened to her? She's just back there sleeping, walking? Probably. And with the thought, Hazel took another sip of her sun drop, just as an advertisement began playing on a billboard mounted atop one of the soaring skyscrapers. From shipbuilding to water purification, Claudia, reborn through carefully patented innovations. CEO Aben, her decisive leadership shaped Claudia into the enterprise it is today. Oh, that one looks a lot like a door, does she? Be quiet. Max elbowed Jesus sharply in the ribs and whispered, Huh? Why? That's Adora's mother. She doesn't like talking about family, so just quietly move on. I can hear you. Like, are you think she wouldn't be able to She's really just omnipotent. She knows what's going on all the time. And Adora's expression rarely changed, frowned slightly and spoke, you don't have a good relationship with your mom. I've heard rumors that Adora was from a prestigious family. Oh, she seems like it. But the heir to Claudia? Claudia was a global corporation, famous enough that even 6-year-olds knew its name. Jesus recalled recently reading an article about Claudia explaining its ventures with shipbuilding and water purification into hospital management. Maybe she's not on good terms with her mother. Yeah, I would think so, Jesus. Although Max likely understood Adora's personal worries better, Jesus had no intention of prying into matters of Adora and that Adora preferred to keep quiet. Well, it's not like I'm one to talk of things I prefer to keep hidden too. What are those? Agent Jesus? Before she knew it, the Prophet had drawn very close to Jesus' side. Startled by the Prophet's sudden appearance, Jesus nearly threw her drink onto the ground. Yes? Answered weakly, like a deflated balloon. Jesus quickly glanced toward Rianne. Rianne, who had been casually standing beside the Prophet moments ago, now stood rigid, her hands clasped behind her back like a sentry. Seeing this, Jesus quietly slipped the sun drop behind her back and replied in a composed voice. Yes, Your Grace. Is there anything you require? Hand over her chest, she bowed politely as though she hadn't just been slacking off a moment ago. The Prophet simply observed her in silence. Oh my gosh. Like, excuse me? Hello? This is a little strange. Hello? Your Grace? As the silence stretched onward, Jesus lifted her head to meet the Prophet's serene blue eyes. You resemble your mother a great deal, Agent Jesus. Who was... Ah, I see. Seeing you makes me feel nostalgic. Who? I did not ask to be compared to my mother. Who is my mother? Jesus awkwardly scratched her head, unable to think of an appropriate response. See, Jesus, we were just talking about Adora's mom. You seem like you're also not that fond of your mom. Given that Jesus' mother was a former ruler of Basset, it was not for her to have known the Prophet. Oh, interesting. It's former ruler of Basset. Oh my gosh, Basset. I think it might be Basset. No? I don't know. Please, somebody help me. Yet, as Jesus recalled old memories, she couldn't help but wonder if the relationship between the two had gone beyond mere diplomacy. Oh my gosh. Dally, who had been standing motionless like a statue, let out a faint sound of displeasure. Girl, what's going on? Sensing trouble, Jesus quickly grabbed Dahlia's arm, pulling her back slightly. Forgive her, Your Grace. She had a rough night and isn't feeling her best. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Like, don't. Jesus stepped forward, hiding Dahlia behind her back, quickly coming up with an excuse. Whether or not the... Dahlia is tweaking. She is tweaking. Don't get me in trouble, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay right there. Stay right there, please. Don't. Just don't. Just don't. Whether or not the prophet noticed Jesus' anxious efforts to block Dahlia's heated glare, she simply lowered her gaze, calm and gentle, seemingly unbothered. Look. Look. Please, I do not mind at all. The prophet's benevolent gaze peeked past Jesus' shoulder, but Dahlia blatantly turned away as a swatting and irritating fly. Have you lost your mind? Do you realize you're glaring at you? She's our boss. The monarch of this entire nation, you idiot! Jesus discreetly pinched Dahlia's arm as a warning, but her attempted intimidation proved completely futile. The prophet only sighed as if amused by their exchange. Agent Jesus, would you care to take a walk with me? Just the two of us? Pardon me? An unexpected request falling from the prophet's lips startled Jesus. Even as Jesus repeated pardon in disbelief, the prophet's clear round eyes continued to gaze steadily upon her. You can go, just don't wander too far. Rian's words served as permission, nudging Jesus gently from behind. Why would she call me aside? It's not like we're close or anything. Jesus was no longer the heir to Basset's ruling family, nor did she hold any significant political value. Could this possibly be about my mother? Yes, Prophet. If I'm acceptable company, I will gladly join you. Jesus responded carefully, offering her usual practice-friendly smile. Even as she felt the prickling sensation of Dahlia's fury burning into her back. I know. Just stay right there. Don't get me in trouble. Don't do anything. Don't. Just please, I beg of you. What on earth are you so angry about? Almost you, oblivious. Dahlia had always detested interacting with anyone except Jesus. In the past, she'd flare up in anger whenever someone dared to step across the boundaries she set, but such fiery outbursts had gradually grown rare since she reached adulthood. It had therefore been quite some time since Jesus had witnessed Dahlia's hostility laid bare so openly. Ow. I keep biting myself. Okay. The way that the prophet is looking at Dahlia as well, like you're doing this on purpose. There is some bad juju here. This is some bad aura here. Bad aura. I actually don't even trust. I really don't trust the prophet. I don't. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, there's something about when people look like way too angelic like and way too like soft like for me that just automatically just sets off like a red flag. Because if I'm being honest here, even though Dahlia is being like more outwardly like showing more outward like anger and like possessiveness, I would feel more comfortable being next to Dahlia because she obviously cares about me. I feel like the prophet would send me to a ritual to be sacrificed, and I'm just being honest. Like I don't know just yet. Like I don't even know your name. I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to trust the prophet. Like right now, at least. Right now, no, thank you. For Dahlia to show this much animosity, like in the way that she's looking at Dahlia is like I can do what I want because obviously I'm at a higher position than you guys. Like obviously, you know, Jesus is gonna go with me, so I can do this. I can do what I want. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Jesus brought a quick glance at the prophet. Does she have something against the prophet? I also have something against the prophet. Like I need a little bit of I need some trust. Like blindly following the prophet. No, I'm sorry. No, I know it's my job, but at the same time, no. With her questions unresolved, Jesus trailed off after the prophet, footsteps heavy as they approached the tree of the sun. I think I might save it right here. I've been playing for like, it's definitely been over 30 minutes. I don't know how long, but yeah. so far, I really think this, like, it's interesting. Because, like, I really like the telling of the lore. I like how we're kind of, like, learning as we go, but it's also still very, like, mysterious to me at the same time. I want to know, like, what's the prophet's deal? Like, I know we're probably gonna learn some more in this part, but I really want to know, like, what is your deal? Why are you just? What do you know about me and my mother? Like, hello? And Dale obviously doesn't trust Prophet. Like, it's either she just has a bad feeling, or maybe it's just jealousy. Maybe she just doesn't want anyone next to Jesus. But also, maybe Dale knows something that we don't. So that's also interesting. But I really enjoyed this first playthrough of Eclipse. And remember, guys, if you guys like want me to like either continue on the channel, I would love to do that. So make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And just let me know if you want to see more, or just drop a like on this video so that I know that you want to see more. So thank you so much for Team MoonSun for reaching out to me for playing this game. If you guys want, I would love to continue playing this on the channel, and the demo has been very enjoyable so far. I have like it's so much of a blast being able to, I love being able to voice visual novels, and I love just being able to play them. I love being able to not trust any character that I ever play, that I ever, you know, meet in a visual novel. That's my most favorite thing ever, and I love being suspicious. But I can't wait to see more of what the game mechanics have to offer. I know I haven't gotten that far. I do wonder how long the demo is, but I would at least like to continue playing until I finish the demo at least. But yeah, and if whoever's watching, you guys want to download the game for yourself or purchase it at Steam, then I will leave the links down below so that you guys can do that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, let me know what you want to see from me down below. If you want to see more, please let me know. Arigatou gozaimasu, and thank you so much for letting me play this Team MoonSun. Thank you. Goodbye.